Welcome to episode 57 of Central Intelligence Cinema. Today we are back with another Brush Pass review, this time to hang out with Dean Martin's secret agent alter ego, Matt Helm, in the 1966 spy spoof, The Silencers. And our special guest and good friend Andrew Groth has come along for the tipsy ride. But without further ado, take it away, Pierce.
Beg your pardon, forgot to knock.
Welcome to the CIC, initiating security clearance.
My name is Napoleon Solo. Bond. James Bond.
Natasha Romanoff.
Ethan Hunt.
Felix Leiter.
Ilsa Faust. Identity confirmed.
Now, pay attention, 007.
Welcome to Central Intelligence Cinema, a podcast dedicated to spy movies and secret agent pop culture.
Your mission, should you decide to accept it.
Do you expect me to talk?
I'm in the middle of an interrogation. This moron is giving me everything.
Yeah, baby!
Special agent, you're not having a very special day, are you?
But remember, nothing ever goes according to plan.
Tom, what do you think you're doing?
Keeping the British hand up, sir. The state will self-destruct in 5 seconds.
Coming to you from an undisclosed location in an Allied moving van. Allied! Moving evildoers everywhere. It's the Central Intelligence Cinema Podcast. I'm Jason Greenberg, and with me, as always, Ben Esslinger.
Thank you, Jason. Thank you, Jason. And welcome back to the CIC, the spy movie podcast that does not condone drinking and driving, but for the purposes of this particular episode, maybe we do. I don't know.
We'll at least acknowledge it, if not necessarily condone it.
That's right. That's right. But yeah, we are back once again. We're doing one of our Brush Pass reviews this time. We're going to tackle the rather silly 1966 movie, The Silencers, starring good old Dino.
Good old Dean Martin playing Matt Helm.
That's right. So grab your backward firing gun and strap in, kids, because it's going to be an interesting ride. But we're doing something a little, well, I guess it's not entirely different because we've actually had guests recently.
It's not unprecedented.
It's not unprecedented.
So we could say it's precedented.
Yes, indeed. But yes, we've choppered in earlier today. We choppered in a guest. We just released him from a secure location within the undisclosed location.
Absolutely.
And he is with us now. He is an artist. And he is our friend. His name is Andrew Groth. Welcome, Andrew.
It's a pleasure to be here, Wink.
Are you fully prepared?
As prepared as I could ever be for a genre I have no idea about.
Yes.
Well, I've been doing this for almost 4 years now, and I've gotten by all right, so I think you'll be fine.
Yes. Yes. And considering the material today, I think we'll all do just fine.
Thanks for keeping the bar low. I appreciate that.
Well, with that, should we jump into this sucker?
Let's do it.
All right.
I wanted to play Hamlet, but they talked me out of it, you know. Anyway, I'm happy to be here to tell you all about a wonderful new picture called The Silencers. In it, I play a character named Matt Helm. He's a secret agent who has only one thing on his mind, but they keep bringing in fellas.
Or do I look like an enemy agent?
I don't know. I haven't seen all the latest models yet.
It's like old times.
Yeah, especially with that body on the floor.
And what happens when the maid walks in the morning?
Let's put her in my bed so we don't arouse suspicion.
The explosion will raise a cloud of radioactive dust that will settle over vast areas of the Southwest.
Pull back!
Okay, The Silencers, the first of 4 Matt Helm movies, of which are Murders Row, The Ambushers, and The New Wrecking Crew. This one was released in 1966. Our Man Flint was released this year. And just also for reference, Thunderball had been released the year before, directed by Phil Carlson, who started as a prop man and did just about everything that was thrown at him. And he eventually went on to do the TV movie The Scarface Mob, as well as the film Hell to Eternity before taking on this one. It was written by Donald Hamilton, who wrote the Matt Helm novels, so he gets a writing credit, as well as Oscar Saul, who wrote the screenplay adaptations. He's done tons and tons of adaptations, including A Streetcar Named Desire. So
A little movie called
A Streetcar Named Desire. But I don't know, as far as direction,
it seems like it was directed by a former prop man.
Yeah. And I mean, when you're directing Dean Martin, and we'll get into this, I'm sure, but it definitely felt like there were an awful lot of moments where he was clearly reading from a cue card just off screen.
Absolutely. Obviously, in the car chase scene, he was obviously reading his lines.
Because he'd be looking over at the girl, and he's talking, and then he kind of
side-eyed out the windscreen.
Right. Well, it's great because they conveniently had the cue cards right in front of where the windshield was, so it helped to create realism of actually looking as if he's sort of driving. Granted, his arms are all over the place at the steering wheel, but
yeah, but unfortunately, as he was driving, he clearly would scan from left to right.
Yeah, his eyes were scanning.
Yeah, like he's driving on a twisty, winding road, so really you're only looking at that corner you're going in, technically. But hey, you know what? It's Dean Martin. He's a singer.
That's right.
You noticed in the internal monologues that he was doing with the music that he had that all down pat. It didn't look like he was reading cards at all.
It's sort of like when you know you've grasped a language, well enough, is that you're thinking in it,
Yeah,
so
he
is such a singer that exactly. His inner monologue is now lounge singer, right? Yeah.
I'm curious to know too I didn't look this up, but if they had a second unit director for like the car, because that car chase is not amazing. I mean, I guess it's shot okay. But
it's shot just like a regular car driving scene.
Yeah.
And maybe that's editing. I don't know.
I think some of it is down to editing, because I think the coverage they appeared to have gotten, at least from my point of view, it looks like they could have made a much more riveting car chase.
Engaging, something interesting about it, other than a demolition derby.
But
I don't know why the cop was wearing a helmet inside a car.
Well, I could almost say, it was motorcycle duty and it was bad weather, but it was shiny outside. Why Harry Mudd was wearing a helmet, no one knows for sure.
Right. Well, I did like your theory that was so that when the stunt driver came in for continuity, that it matched up perfectly, and that way you couldn't see their faces as easily because they were all wearing helmets.
Right. Well, and if you watch, and because I was paying attention when I said that, there are actually no real direct scenes where you see inside the station wagon with Dean Martin and Stella Stevens in it, probably because you couldn't explain the helmets in that one.
Right.
Although Dean Martin in a helmet would probably be hilarious.
Oh my God, I'd love to see that.
Hold on a second, baby. I got to put this on before we drive. We're ready to go now.
There were my hairpiece.
Well, there are 3 more movies, so hope springs eternal.
And I feel like now that we've dumped into this thing, we're going to actually have to see it through to the end. So I'm sure there'll be more on this very podcast.
I'm only here till Monday.
You get off light. Cinematography was by Burnett Guffey, who started in the 20s. He worked on Alfred Hitchcock's Foreign Correspondent. He won 2 Academy Awards for From Here to Eternity and Bonnie and Clyde. So there were clearly some capable hands in this movie.
Well, and from Bonnie and Clyde, clearly a cinematographer who can shoot car chases.
Right. I mean, again, unless it was left to a second unit director who was maybe out of his depth.
Or a first unit director or just the main director who, again, prop guy. I can do it all.
Just basically doing it, just let's cash our paychecks and hope no one sees this.
Well, everyone's focused on Dean anyway. Who cares?
I mean, based off of the trailer, the only thing they were trying to sell was Dean Martin and boobs, of which required 0 effort on anybody's part to have to make it any more than was already in there.
Right. Yeah, I think they pretty much delivered on that. So art direction was by Joseph C. Wright, who worked on really big movies, actually, including Gentlemen Prefer Blondes, Guys and Dolls, and The Man with the Golden Arm.
Which is not a James Bond movie.
Not to be confused with The Man with the Golden Gun.
Or Man with the Golden Wrist,
Gold Member.
Gold Member, any of the
finger,
gold. Yeah, any of the other golds.
The Goldbergs.
Music-wise, the music was by the Titan himself, Elmer Bernstein, who has done literally everything. He's got 256 composing credits on IMDb, including a movie that we have done on this maybe not the one that he should be known for, but
certainly not the one I want to even comment on. But
right,
yes.
but we did cover Spies Like Us, so clearly we're familiar with this work. The title song was performed by Vicky Carr and then subsequently lip sunk by Sid Charisse. So that was kind of an interesting.
It's so bizarre.
Choice.
Like I said in the trivia, that she did sing both of the songs that she was in because she's in it twice.
Yeah,
and Vicky Carr sang both songs, even though Sid Charisse can sing.
Right,
but she was known as a dancer. You can tell by my eyes that I have the legs of a dancer.
And if I remember correctly, I know that Vicky Carr has done extremely well as a singer, and I think this actual soundtrack actually did fairly well.
There was enough singing in this that they were trying to sell the soundtrack.
I'm not that familiar with Vicky Carr. I mean, is she not that pretty? Is that why?
They couldn't cast her to do the same thing? I actually don't know either.
I know the name, and I know that she sings a lot of stuff, but I don't have any idea what she looks like. I mean, maybe Vicky Carr was Victor Carr. I don't know.
Hard to say. I didn't do my homework on that one. Budget was $3.5 million or $33.3 million adjusted for inflation, and the movie made $16.3 million. So it did extremely well based on the budget, and it made $153.9 million adjusted for inflation. So it's obvious why they made 3 more of them.
Sure.
Not to mention the fact, I mean, this was like the 60s, and if you put a spy in a movie in 1960, it's going to do well. Like,
that was the era for it.
So,
by the way, I can confirm Vicky Carr is an attractive young lady, so who knows?
Who knows why?
Maybe she wasn't a very good dancer.
Well, maybe it was that. And they do have an outrageous number of dance numbers in this movie.
There are 100% more dance numbers in this movie than any James Bond movie I've ever watched, if you take the opening credits out.
That's right. Or Our Man Flint.
Definitely a 280% more than Our Man Flint, but it also had 150% more James Coburn.
Indeed.
So maybe she just wasn't that willing to sleep with Dean.
There's also a distinct possibility.
He was kissing a lot of people. Who
My
knows
goodness.
what he was?
But he was doing
being
like a little
passed around.
baby Eskimo kisses with everybody. Mwah. Not going to get involved. Mwah.
And yes, speaking of Dean Martin, Dean Martin plays Matt Helm.
Or does Matt Helm play Dean Martin? Is he that good?
Is he that good?
He really got into it.
Yeah, I mean,
Dean was like the Daniel Day-Lewis of the day.
In reality, it was actually Jerry Lewis playing Dean Martin, playing Matt Helm, playing Dean Martin.
So,
Deanception, if you will.
So, fun fact, producer Irving Allen, who turned down going into business with Albert Broccoli for the James Bond movies, read the Matt Helm books and originally intended to make a straightforward spy movie, because the books are very straightforward spy books. And they wanted somebody like Paul Newman to take on the role, but at the time nobody wanted to try and compete with Connery. So instead it just became this comedy with Dino. And and now we have 4 ridiculously silly spy movies that probably don't even come close to the novels, which I've actually heard are quite good.
Well, all I know is thank heavens that Columbia Pictures put out 4 guaranteed, bona fide, easy to review, ridiculous movies for this podcast.
For this very podcast. Because
it's almost as if they knew it was going to happen.
Nothing says silly spy shit like Dean Martin, Matt Helm movies.
That should actually be the very definition of them.
Indeed. As far as some of the quote-unquote Bond girls or characters or Bond women or whatever you want to call them these days, we've got Gail Hendricks, who's played by Stella Stevens, who was back in the day likened to Marilyn Monroe, was in The Nutty Professor, went on to do the Poseidon Adventure. We then have kind of the main, well, I guess it's co-main.
Yeah, very much like in Our Man Flint.
Yes.
The female was more than just eye candy. She actually had a significant portion of the role.
Right. We've got Tina, played by Dahlia Lavie, I'm guessing is how it's pronounced. Lavi, who, again, just like in Flint, they found an Israeli beauty. She was in the 1967 Casino Royale.
Oh, the good one.
Oh, yeah, the real classic. She was also in The Spy with a Cold Nose, and then just lots of various exotic types and princess type roles. But
can I ask, how did they know that The Spy had a cold nose?
I don't know. We may have to go investigate that one.
Well, it does have spy in it, so it technically qualifies.
Yes, indeed. But I thought she did really well, actually. She was probably my favorite actress in the movie for sure. I don't know.
Yeah, it felt like she showed up for her character.
Yeah.
Maybe took an acting class or 3 before she actually filmed it.
Right, as opposed to Stella Stevens, who just kind of looks surprised on one occasion and then looks drowsy in others.
Drowsy, drunk, and confused. Like I said, the Foster Brooks School of semi-sober acting.
Yes.
Most of the people in this cast were drunk the whole time. You know it.
And maybe that's why she was so effective, because she was the only sober one that showed up.
Right.
Miss Lavi.
Yeah. And then we have Barbara, played by Nancy Kovac, who was in Jason and the Argonauts, lots of TV, Hawaii Five-0, I Spy. She was a Batman alumni. So, and then I didn't get the name of the actress who played Lovey Craves It, but
I think we should just call her Lovey Craves It because it's so fun to say.
It really is so fun to say. Other major characters, we've got Roger C. Carmel playing Andreev, known to many as
Harry Mudd.
Harry Mudd in the
Hardcore Fenton Mudd.
You thing.
Who's largely dressed in this movie as the Monopoly Man.
Sans monocle.
Sans monocle, but you know. And then we've got another Batman alumni. We've got Victor Buono playing, how is it pronounced?
I'm going to go
kept pronouncing it Tung-Z.
Tung-Z?
Tung-Z.
Tung-Z. My apologies.
Like the Yangtze River.
We need
Chris.
Chris.
I don't know if you do Chinese.
Chris,
but if you can, let us know what that correction is on that one.
Yes, please. But yes, I believe
it's spelled Tung-Z, but it's pronounced Throat Wobbler Mangrove.
But yes, he plays the villain in some rather...
we could call it Yellowface, but he is still pale as a sheet.
Well, and he looks like Otho from Beetlejuice.
Right. He's got like a painted widow's peak and Mr. Spock eyebrows. I mean, honestly, it is such a racist interpretation of what is normally a racist interpretation. It's like, we should just double down right here.
Yeah, let's just...
Overweight white guy... But we're going to make him look like he's obviously not Asian while playing an Asian.
We're making an Asian man.
Who was the detective, the famous detective that, that's...
Charlie Chan.
Those days. Yeah, exactly.
No, but at least Charlie Chan, the makeup was convincing.
Yeah.
Well, this was literally a fat white guy with a fake widow's peak, Vulcan eyebrows and eyeliner, and then piercing blue eyes.
Yes. He's like Otho in drag.
Yeah.
I feel like the producer off to the side was like, yes, it's good, but is there any way we can make it more racist?
Can we be slightly more offensive? This is for posterity, remember.
We've got in there. We've got Joe Wigman, played by Arthur O'Connell, who's actually had an Oscar nom for a supporting role in Anatomy of a Murder, as well as Picnic. Lots of TV as well. He will be easily identified if our tens of listeners are watching by the electric blanket that he can't seem to get rid of.
The green electric blanket that you thought was a prop to fool people, but then the blanket came with it.
He took it with him.
And part of me really hopes that he was like, I'm just really cold on set. And they're like, we can't turn up the heat that's already hot with you got something for me?
The Linus of this movie.
Really, exactly.
We've got Sam Gunther, played by Robert Webber, who is sort of
he's a character in here you're going to recognize from everything you can't remember him in.
Exactly. But yeah, he plays sort of the henchman-ish thing. But he's been in big movies. He was in 12 Angry Men, The Dirty Dozen, and Private Benjamin. But so, yeah, I mean, he's been in a lot of stuff.
But he was fully drunk in this one.
Definitely
drunk.
I mean, everybody was. I mean,
100%.
I'm pretty sure that was the rule for almost everyone.
Absolutely.
I mean, if you're doing a movie with Dean, and Dean's going to be drunk, so...
Yeah. When in Rome.
That's right.
Yeah. I'm halfway through watching, so I'm like, I wonder if they switched out the alcohol in the bottles for like tea and water like they do in most productions, or if it's just straight up booze in there.
Yeah, the labels did not seem to be pierced. None of that seemed to be pierced.
It's just the opposite, actually. They'd be like, I would like a tea, please. And then they'd bring over like a glass of iced bourbon. So, and then we've got sort of the M character, McDonald, who's played by James Gregory, who definitely seemed drunk the whole time, too.
Absolutely.
I have never seen such mush-mouthery out of that man.
Except for that one scene where he rattles off that thing.
Well, what was on the tape? A complete timetable for an underground atomic test. The test takes place in 2 days, Matt.
Oh, we had to rewind it just to get what
the
he
tongue
said.
twister.
Yeah, but I mean, he pulled it all off. He just did it so fast it ran together. But I'm like, how many takes was it on that one, Mr. Gregory?
Yeah, that was something else.
I was just thinking of this guy as Angry Darren McGavin. I don't know why. I mean, there's some similarities, but when you're a kid, you mix people up. Like Marty Feldman and Artie Johnson, not the same guy, but I used to think they were. I used to think this guy was also Darren McGavin. So there's a little thing you know about me now.
There you go. So I'll just go around the table here. Jason, what were
Wasn't he also the man in Chico and the Man?
Well, he was in Sanford and Son, and I know he was neither Sanford or the Son. So maybe he was the neighbor. Who knows?
Yeah. Jason, what was your general reaction to the film? Thoughts?
It was exactly what I thought it was going to be. I mean, literally exactly what I thought it was going to be.
Yeah.
Dean Martin acting drunk in a bad spy movie that probably came from good source material, but they were having none of it.
Yeah, pretty much.
I mean, the only real surprise had to be the white station wagon as his primary vehicle.
Yeah.
Till we saw what business was going on in the white station wagon. Made a little more sense.
Yeah.
But it felt like we were watching, and this is all relative, people,
yes.
A bad version of Our Man Flint.
Yeah. Yeah, strangely enough, yeah.
Like, it elevated that movie to another level by watching somebody parody a parody to the point where it's just, like, ridiculous.
Yeah, because in Flint, you've got him with his harem of girls, his quartet, if you will, of girls. But, Dino has to one-up that. He's got one after another visiting his house. He doesn't even know who the half they are. He just walks into his own home, and there's clothes on the ground. He's like, oh, treasure hunt. It's just like, so there's that. Then he's got the rotating bed, which then dumps him into a pool.
Right.
Not a pool, a bubble bath.
A gigantic pool-sized bubble bath.
Yes, that comes, of course, fully equipped with Lovey craves it. Exactly. Andrew, any thoughts? Any initial
I haven't
thoughts?
seen that much cleavage outside of a Russ Meyer film. Honestly, it was basically just a big stripper show.
It really kind of was. It just felt like I was going to a burlesque show.
Yeah. With a little bit of spy stuff thrown in there.
Yeah.
Very little.
And just so many dance numbers. Just like
full-on dance numbers, though. I mean, they just lasted for like 10 minutes.
Yeah.
Full album length.
Exactly. In any other movie, they would have cut that down to like a 30-second bit, and then they'd be on to actual story. But instead, it's just like, nope.
Well, and I mean, if you're going to advertise Sid Charisse, you're going to put her on the screen because what's your target audience here, right? 25 to 40-year-old males.
Yeah.
So they like Dean Martin.
Yes.
And they like spies,
Right.
but they really like Sid Charisse.
Indeed.
And they really like Stella Stevens. So if you're going to have her in some sort of a semi-nude bodysuit with a bunch of randomly placed black spots with tassels on them, you're going to milk that for the entire 5.5 minutes.
That's true. That is true.
Before you shoot her.
Yeah, that outfit was like a pin the pasties on the stripper.
Yeah, it's like, we're going to cover everything the censors could possibly say is risque in some capacity.
Right. Well, I kept wondering, too, because I did look specifically at where some of the pasties were located, and I'm like, okay, how opaque is the bodysuit that all these are attached to?
Sure.
Because the one down under was a little small. I'm like, okay.
Well, and the irony being that most of the women in here are half naked or in their underwear all through the entire film.
Right.
With no pasties. to be seen. So, okay.
Well, and it kind of made me think, too, is as far as what we were talking about, these full-length dance numbers that just go on for the entire duration of the song. It kind of made me think of like late night Rat Pack, like night shows that had like comedy and dancing. And because we get at the very beginning of this movie, we literally get like how many dance numbers in a row? Like 3?
Yeah, right
like
off the bat.
Three different dance numbers. Then finally, does it end with Sid?
Yes.
I think it ends with Sid
In the red
Charisse.
dress.
Yeah.
And then...
The highlight of the movie, by the way.
Yeah. I don't know. I kind of dug the second one.
Well, I like the brunette myself. That was my favorite. But,
well, yeah.
It's so hard to remember this movie because it's just so all over the place.
All the gadgets in the opening, scenes and stuff. The bed and the coffee maker and the towel scrubbing, cylinders.
Everything fully automated.
Yes.
But totally worthless. Like they're not actually making things easier.
I could not help but think of Pee-wee's Playhouse or Pee-wee's Big Adventure when the coffee thing poured in. All I could think of was that scene. And
well, and it's not even Rube Goldberg. Everything has a very specific, fully automated purpose.
Yes.
You've got a rotating bed that then rolls into the bathroom that dumps you into the gigantic bubble bath. You get out of the gigantic bubble bath.
Complete with Lovey Craves It.
With Lovey Craves It. You both get out, and some really nice shots of 2 sets of sexy legs. Who was who? I don't know. I would have expected Dean Martin to be hairier in his legs, but apparently not.
He shaves them.
There you go. Then he gets out, and it's just they both have giant rotating towel things to dry them off.
Which is the weirdest thing ever.
Like it's a terry cloth car wash.
Yeah. And the first thing I thought of was every scene in Austin Powers where he's naked and they're just trying to put things in front of his junk.
Yeah. I mean, you can clearly see where he stole everything from.
Oh, between Our Man Flint and this, and then a smattering of James Bond, absolutely.
Yeah. I thought it was interesting, too, the dream sequence at the very beginning, where he's in his photographer mode, but he's in some setting and he's dreaming. It's weird that he's dreaming about his job.
Right.
But I suppose...
He's dreaming about the girls.
He's dreaming about the girls in the job.
And wasn't Austin Powers' day job a photographer?
Yeah, because you get that whole thing where he's like, no, yes,
no, behave.
I love the slide whistle as he goes into the bubble bath.
Yeah.
It's the only time I want to hear a slide whistle in a spy movie. I'm looking at you, the man with the golden gun.
However, that was foreshadowing for later on.
Yeah,
and the
whole
button
reason.
Grenades.
I mean,
only to do the dumbest joke ever.
Honestly, at least there was a payback to it.
I don't know if it was payback.
well, not payback or payoff. Payoff.
Yeah, right on.
It was payback to us for actually sticking through all this garbage.
Indeed.
Can't get that time back.
So yeah, we get a very similar thing that they do in Our Man Flint, where he's like, I don't do this work anymore.
Retiring from the game.
I'm just a photographer now. And
right, and he has to begrudgingly keep having the thing introduced to him until it has a personal stake.
Right.
That he then decides to commit to the bit.
Right. And instead of sending different army people the way they did in Flint, they just send girls, which is far more effective, honestly, but
it's true.
So same sort of thing. And then I don't even know why he eventually bends. I think it just because his life was threatened when the girl comes in. I don't even know. I don't even know.
I don't remember the turning point.
Yeah.
And I know that my attention was focused on some other things and points of the movie while I was trying to look up characters and things like that. You can't say it was done subtly. I think it was just not written intentionally for you to understand a lot of things directly.
Oh, that's what it is. I think a lot of it is because, Tina comes and saves his life.
Right.
And then Tina's like, well, look at the guys outside in the car where clearly there's
4 guys lit up in a car.
Yeah, where you can see all their faces in the dead of night. It's like, I wonder how that happened.
Not subtle.
Right. And that's when he goes to his wall of
guns
to
and
get
gadgets. The camera
Slash
that's in
cameras.
the gun.
Yeah, right.
with his two little pew pew laser darts with silencers.
Yeah, because a camera that shoots darts apparently needs a silencer.
Absolutely. You would want, well, I mean, you know, it could be like going but no, we want it to be quiet.
It's not a racket for knives being
Yeah,
spit
exactly.
out of a camera.
I mean, I'm like, wouldn't it just be easier to pull out a knife and stab somebody?
Probably.
But then we later on get a backwards firing gun, so I guess it's right in there with the logic.
I'm not sure which is my favorite. Those are definitely my two favorite gadgets. Are the reverse firing gun and the camera. I do like the camera a lot, actually.
Yeah. Well, the camera seems like it's a legit thing. The reverse firing gun is just ridiculous, but it is played to good effect in the movie.
Yeah.
Radio blanket. Radio blanket was probably my favorite.
Fully
Actually, to be honest, the guy driving the mobile organ at the pool. That's cool. Like, did they have those in the 60s? Just guys driving pianos around? It's like,
And I hope so. It had a bar built into it
that's
as
what
well.
I mean.
It's a piano bar car.
It's like a 60s version of the cycle bars that you see downtown, right?
Yeah.
You know? Now you just need to throw like a guy playing a keyboard on it. You've got the whole 9 yards.
Right. So then they got to hightail it out of his house in the family truckster that is
Holiday Road.
At that point, he basically concedes that he has to do this mission.
Yeah,
And
so they drive to Phoenix.
Yes, for
Phoenixy stuff.
Phoenixy Reese. Oh, I think that's where the...
Well, they're going to Phoenix because that's where the tape is.
The tape is being handed off or whatever. Apparently, they got intel from McDonald. Old McDonald had some intel. E-I-E-I-O.
E-I-O.
So they went to Phoenix. where
Vegas /
Yeah, it sure felt more Vegas-y than Phoenix to me. I've been to both, and I don't know if they've got any clubs like that in Phoenix. Maybe they did in the 60s.
Maybe they did.
Sure.
So
maybe they thought that was too obvious for him. We can't put Dean Martin in a Las Vegas movie. We'll put Elvis in one instead. Excellent idea.
Exactly. So they go there, and that's when they bump into Stella Stevens for the first time.
Well, she bumps into him.
Yeah, dumping water on him, and then, well...
I mean...
it's quite the introduction.
Was it water?
God, I hope so.
I mean, I'm just enough of a 12-year-old to just want to see that scene with a little...
Yeah.
Just a little...
I mean, it was point blank range, you know?
Exactly. And then when the phone exploded later, I'm just like, well, maybe.
So that whole situation happens, and then we realize, well, we don't realize right off the bat that Gunther is he the one playing the piano?
Yes.
So apparently Gunther also knows, not only is he a henchman, but he can play a mean
patio organ.
Rolling patio organ.
That's right.
Yeah.
He's not even phased. Not even phased by movement or drink shaking or...
I feel like Billy Joel wrote a song about that rolling organ with a bar thing. You know, he takes it on the road. Sing us a song, you're the rotating piano bar man.
Rolls off the tongue, doesn't it?
Right off the tongue.
And then the second accident that she has is way more cringeworthy with the drink.
Yeah, the cool, refreshing Bloody Mary by the pool.
Nothing I want more on
in Phoenix summer day than a Bloody Mary.
Yum.
Extra tomato juice, please.
Do you have Clamato?
So, and this, of course, leads us to our next great chance at racism, where they're walking down the hallway, and he's in a sombrero, and they're playing Mexican music.
No, he's in a poncho. He's got
Or
a poncho.
not a sombrero,
he's got a poncho.
poncho.
Right. And cowboy boots.
Right.
And just boxer underwear.
Yeah, well, they specifically had him lean over for something, so so that you could see.
Yeah.
You know.
Money shot.
Dean Martin. How you doing?
How you doing? And then, of course, is it the Big O guys that are in his room?
By the way, the Big O guys are the bad guys in here.
Yes.
And not to be confused with Big O Tire.
Or not to be confused with the good kind of Big O.
Yeah, exactly. There are many interpretations for the Big O. This is not one of them that you want to even visit again.
This is just the world's worst criminal organization.
It's got the dumbest name. It's not even an acronym.
Well, Big isn't even in it. It's
Right?
just there's just a lightning bolt
It
going
looks like
through
it actually looks like the Flash. Right? Right.
Anyway.
But they do mark their bullets individually, so you know.
That's right. So
High quality organization, that one.
So the Big O guys are in his room. And he's fumbling with his keys for convenient reasons. So instead he goes into Tina's room.
Well, she basically invites him to go into her room.
She's constantly inviting him into everything. So
And I do mean everything.
So they go into her room and then they fool around and...
This time no dead body on the floor, though.
Which is, you know, as he pointed out, they would just throw in the bed and then it would seem like everything was normal.
Right.
So that would have been okay.
So then they get all gussied up and they go to this big Vegas show in Phoenix.
Poughkeepsie.
Yeah, it could be anywhere at this point.
You know, like you do.
Like you do. And we get yet another full
dance number.
Another full dance number.
Century's out there shaking her spots.
Yeah, shaking her spots and lots of shifty eyes. A lot of people looking at everybody because everybody's in the room in this show. We've got the whole gang there, aside from Tungzi.
And this whole thing is, oh my God, the acting is so bad.
I know.
Because, so you basically got Dean Martin and Dahlia Lavi. I guess we'll just say Tina and Matt. It's easier that way.
Yeah.
We got Tina and Matt sitting in a booth looking at the thing. And then you've got Stella Stevens and Gunther over in another one together because he asked me. And then you got shady people. You've got Harry Mudd over on the other side. And there's all of this little looking going around like
shifty eyes. Shifty eyes. Side eye.
Thank God there's at least boisterous music playing because otherwise it would just be so looking at my watch. Like, how long is this going to all go on?
Well, and I'd be that. The whole shifty eye thing took long enough. Then the dance number starts, and it's like literally a third of the movie. And you're just like, what? And all the shifty eyes is going on while this is happening, too. Right. Because Matt's like, well, I'm going to go ahead and get us a taxi to get out of here. You go and get the microfilm from the dancer over there, blah, 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 blah. And Tina's angling to get in there to get it. And meanwhile, you've got Gunther over here, and you've got Harry Mudd over here, and they're all like, should I, could I, would I, who's going to do it? I don't know who's going to do it. Somebody needs to do it.
Right.
And meanwhile, Matt Helm's just like, what is going on? Are you guys spies?
Like, are you guys going to do anything?
People can see you.
You know we can all see you doing this, right?
And I mean, I have to keep looking over here because there's a cue card over there. There's a cue card over there. I got to know what to say.
Well, and the fact that Harry Mudd is right up front.
Right.
Literally right up front. It's like, and he's turning his head. Like, even if I wasn't a spy, I'd be like, who is the fucking guy up front?
Hey, why does he keep looking at this guy? Why does he keep looking at this guy?
Right, exactly. He's looking very clearly at this other man. I don't know what's going on.
Well, right. Am I right in that she was trying to pass off the film to him, right?
Yeah.
And then just like tucks it back in her outfit.
Like,
right?
why did she do that?
Yeah, I don't know.
Well, because I think she saw that, Matt Helm is here. We can't do that. He's noticed. And then... Right. That's when Harry Mudd notices that they noticed that he noticed that she noticed that.
I know that she knows that I know that she knows that I know.
And then that's when Harry Mudd turns around, twists his mustache, and goes,
hey, Gunther, you might want to off her for no apparent valid reason.
She's compromised.
She's been compromised. Kill her. I'll stand behind this.
Through this painting.
Through the painting of her.
Of her. Yeah.
And shoot her so no one knows it's me. Pow, pow. Oh, look, there's holes in the canvas.
Where'd those come from?
Which means technically he shot her twice.
It does. So she goes down like a house of cards.
Yeah. And then Tina tries to get to her and gets clobbered.
Oh my God.
She gets thrown across the stage.
Gunther just like, no.
Despite spoiler alert, despite the fact that Tina's a double agent.
Right.
But
he doesn't know that.
He doesn't know that yet.
We find that out later. He figures out at the same time everybody else does.
Yeah.
So.
And they do the very explainy thing towards the end of, I didn't know, I'm sorry.
I had no fucking idea. Look at her. I thought she was a good guy too. That's why I threw her on the ground back in Phoenix at the old nightclub.
Right. So then Gail, Stella Stevens, she runs over and whisper, and then she gives her the tape or whatever this computer. It's so, again, like more only 60s version of tech that that doesn't exist. A tiny tape.
Tiny tape capsule that would normally be on my hate list. But because it was so poorly explained and executed, I'm just like, let's keep rolling with this ridiculous bit of whatever it is.
Right. Everything else is so Batman in this movie that
why not?
Who cares? It's like, it doesn't even matter.
Is there Matt Helm shark repellent anywhere in his utility belt? I don't know.
Right. So then, of course, Tina recomposes herself, and finally Matt shows up at some point, and they drag her out of there.
They whisk Gail off.
They whisk Gail off
with
into
the tape cassette pill thing.
Into the family truckster.
Yep.
And then take her back to the hotel.
Oh, but let's not forget the combat with Harry Mudd playing the penguin with his pointy umbrella.
That's right, in the parking lot. Which I know that all three of us were kind of surprised that Dean was actually doing a lot of the fight choreo himself.
Yeah, absolutely.
And from the wide, it was like, oh, wow, he's really doing this.
But, he was trying to fight Harry Mudd. So.
Yeah, but he was drunk, so,
nobody's feeling any pain here. Let's just go ahead and do it.
Yeah, I'm ready. He's got that Dutch courage going. And
it's ready to go.
Ready to roll.
Director's calling in the stunt double, and he's like, I got it. I got this.
All my drink for me. I got this taken care of.
And the fighting is very Batman, also.
Oh, absolutely. There could have very easily been pow, biff, chop.
Yes. Whee! All the perfectly timed pauses in between each hit. And then one of the final ones I noted too is his fist was so far away. I don't even know if it was his fist or the umbrella or what it was, but like so far away, and the guy just drops to the floor like he's
done. I don't want to do this anymore. You win.
They're like, this is silly. Will you just take my car and leave?
Yeah. So then there's another henchman has to be dispatched, waiting in the copious numbers of black Continentals that were in this movie.
Yes.
And so they get in the bad guy's car and go driving off, the three of them, with all sorts of extrapolation.
Yeah, but not before covering the henchman with an umbrella.
That's true. That's true. The same umbrella.
Why?
He actually literally goes into the wall and take the umbrella out of the wall from the stabby point, open it up and cover him with it.
Because no one will see him.
That's right.
Brilliant.
He's under an umbrella. Of course they can't see him.
So they get out of there in the, what is it? What did you say it was, a Chrysler?
Continental.
Lincoln Continental.
Suicide doors, baby. Woo!
So then they go back to the hotel?
Yep.
And begin the interrogation of sorts.
Which begins with Matt ripping off Gail's dress.
Right.
To try and find the cassette tape pill thing of doom.
Right.
I mean, literally grabs her shoulders and just tears it to the ground. That's it.
That's it.
Like she was ready to go play for the NBA at any moment. Tearaway dress.
Is that when he also basically used her as a human shield by pushing her into the room first?
Yes. But they was doing that to kind of threaten her more or less. Like, these bad guys could be over the side of the door. We'll go ahead and cinch you first since you're being so uncooperative. And pushes her. And she does, to her own credit, stunts right off of that ottoman onto the ground herself.
Yeah.
Like, you're going to earn this paycheck, Stella.
You want to make it in this business?
You're going to have to do a tuck and roll right here. So he gets that's the other thing. Do they ever actually say, I didn't see where he pulls the...
Well, there was a joke about that.
Yeah.
Where did you find the film? You don't really want to know.
Yeah, exactly. It's just sort of like, wow.
Yeah, and I mean, as soon as he said that, 17 very bad things popped into my head. None of which I said out loud, to my credit.
Quite easily the dirtiest line in the entire movie.
Oh, absolutely. And it was all implied, which is even better. But yeah, they get the micro thing, and they go into that whole weird thing about trying to establish whether she's a good guy or not, right?
Yeah,
and she's like, I have a phone number. Let me give you the number. It's this, that.
It's a very specific.
Yeah, very specific phone number. To prove she was a good person, I didn't understand that.
Well,
but it's all a gag to get to the phone.
Right, because even he's like, oh, well, if you send that number out, then they'll know where we are or whatever. Yeah.
Right. It makes no sense other than to get to the smoking phone gag. That's all. And then the smoking phone gag, honestly, not what I thought it was going to be, because when we see the big O guys in there, after they finished rotating the tires inside the hotel room, they rotated phones as well, taking out the phone from the hotel and replacing it, Stephen Wright style, with an exact duplicate. Except this one, instead of taking phone calls, shoots out poisonous gas.
Right. Well, that's right.
But it was still battery operated because they had to plug it into the wall.
Well, what was funny is all three of us thought that it was a bug. Yeah. And instead it was gas.
Because if this had been a slightly more sophisticated movie, they would have needed to hear what he had to say. This movie is not sophisticated at all, and therefore, gas.
That's right. They just needed Batman green gas.
If that had been a red Batman phone, it would have gone beep, beep, beep.
Well, and that scene ends with Matt trying to throw the phone out the window, right?
Yeah.
And it like seems to just hit the ground.
It literally goes through the window and just goes,
It was almost
and
as
then
if
they just cut to something else.
Right.
Like, that's fine. We don't need another take with that.
No.
I kept waiting for like somebody offset to go, all right, who forgot to replace the glass on this one with Hollywood glass? Because it just kind of half broke, but mostly bounced off the window.
Yeah. That was definitely the set builder's mistake right there.
Yeah.
And they're going, do you know how expensive it is to make a sugar window?
Right.
And we only have one because Victor Buono ate the other one.
And then they're both knocked out anyway.
Right.
Like they get not enough of the gas out of the room. But just then, of course, old McDonald.
Old McDonald and his arm broke into the room. Oh.
So McDonald bursts in just as they're both
Passed out.
and
You get that wonderful bleary-eyed from Matt Helm's point of view shot, like, oh, I think I'm going under.
right.
But it's so dumb because like the solution or the antidote to poison gas is good gas.
Yeah.
I guess. So they bring in this machine, that's got like what looks like a dentist office, laughing gas. And
Right. Was it oxygen? Was it something
I don't know
else?
what it was.
Antidote?
He needed more hits of it. No.
That was the other thing. I was like, God damn, if that shit makes you smarter, I want one of those.
Where's my briefcase full of, intelligent gas?
Right. Well, it was funny, too, because every time he couldn't remember something,
He'd give him another hit. Yeah.
oh, yeah. Well, like I was saying.
Now can you tell me where I left my keys? Oh, yeah.
So then they threatened Stella, or Gail, with going to jail.
If she doesn't help Matt out.
If she doesn't help Matt.
So what she ends up doing is she spills the beans that Sid Charisse's character, who was it Satine or something or other, when she's dying after she hands it off, she's like, and she said something to me. She said,
oh, right, the wigwam.
Yeah.
Whatever.
Then she said something else, and all I just kept thinking was Rosebud. But it was actual clues. And because your character's kind of an idiot, she changes the words around, which then you get the whole wild goose chase that they go on after the
Right,
fact.
because instead of wigmen, it's wigwam.
Well, right, but even I figured that when they said the guy's name. Oh,
Oh, is that what that meant? Shit.
Thanks, Gail.
And then once she spills that, then they threaten her with jail, or you can just help Matt out. But of course, she immediately just thinks it's you're a sex maniac or whatever.
Oh, he's just gonna rape me in his rape mobile. Well, I can see why you would
tear
think
her
that.
dress off.
Right. I mean, she has every reason to believe that's what's going to happen.
Extremely valid argument. But she doesn't want to go to jail, so it's off to the rape van.
Sure. Yeah, I don't know.
The Griswold family rapester.
So then they get in the car, and I'm trying to figure out where do they go next?
I don't know. They went 50 miles from nowhere and stopped that car and shut the windows.
Yeah, it's like
and got her just pass out drunk.
Right.
Yes.
I mean, come on.
With Matt Helm.
While he's driving, they're getting drunk, by the way. In the bar behind his seat.
Yes. Which maybe doesn't technically qualify as a gadget, but goddamn, it's really great.
I mean, she pulls out the bottle. She hands him a glass. Give me a glass of that over there. And she's just pouring it right back
Glug,
from the
glug,
bottle. Glug,
glug.
glug, glug. All the while, Dean Martin's trying to drive this car with the world's loosest steering wheel.
Yeah.
Looking at her, looking at a cue card. Looking at her, looking at a cue card. Looking at her. Oh, I should be pretending I'm looking at automobiles, according to the cue card.
Also, I should mention in the car driving, just all of the car driving, it looks like they're going so fast.
Right.
Like 112 miles an hour. You're like, oh my God. Look at the scenery going by.
Yeah, the back projection is going so fast.
by.
And we do get that wonderful little scene in this where they're listening to music and he turns on the radio and it's
Yes.
Frank Sinatra. He's like, oh, this guy sucks balls or something like that. Change the channel. It's him singing. Oh, but I like this guy. He's pretty good.
And that's when they sort of also introduce the idea of the inner monologue / exposition of the songs that Dino is singing.
But in his mind.
But isn't it on the radio too?
No, that was just a Dean Martin song.
Oh, that's right. That's right.
Yeah, because he first, I think he has that first little singy bit while he's still in his house in New Mexico or wherever, not the shag pad, but wherever the other place was at.
Right.
And he's literally just like, and I'm gonna be a spy.
Singing lyrics about what's just happened.
Right. And so it's almost like the best kind of musical because nobody's actually singing or dancing while the action's happening.
Yeah. He literally mentions Lovey in it.
Yeah.
And I think he mentions the bubble bath too.
Right. No, he's just singing about what has just happened.
Yeah.
Right.
Exactly.
And then they play his song on the radio during the road trip. Right.
The actual Dean Martin song.
Yes.
And then from that point on, it's just Dean Martin songs. He doesn't do that inner monologue.
No, that part stops.
Well, no, I think they have one once he pulls over to the side of the road and she gets rip-roaring drunk.
Oh, you're right.
Yeah, after she's rip-roaring drunk, there's another one where it's the same sort of inner monologue.
After her slapstick bit in the puddles and in the rain and stuff. Yeah.
Oh my God. Yeah, that. Which, granted, in the 60s, maybe it fared better. To us, we were just like,
well, no, it's just any excuse for this movie to get women wet.
Yeah, that definitely is a recurring theme.
Yes.
But it does have a lot to do with the fact that timing was different in 60s movies.
Yes.
Particularly when you had a shoestring script that could have easily been written, acted, and resolved in 42 minutes.
Right.
It's a TV movie is what they shot that they had to stretch out into a feature-length film. So everything was just a little too long. That whole thing would have been funnier if it had been half as long as it was.
Yeah, and even like the car chase was too long. Everything was too long. Every scene in this movie was too long.
It's almost as if they only had they didn't even need an editor. This is all the film they actually had.
You guys just strung it out from start to finish.
You get 12 cans of film. Make it count.
Right. So she gets rip-roaring drunk after she has her thing out in the rain and...
After she's been roofied.
Yeah.
She wakes up, goes out in the rain, and just stumbles around for a while.
Right, and then realizes she's not going to get anywhere.
So comes back into the Shagmobile.
The Shagmobile. What's funny, too, is they do that coy thing where he's like, who is it? before letting her in. And then, doesn't she force him to sleep in the back cab?
Mm-hmm.
Which, again, this car apparently is really long. There are 2 full-size beds in the back of this family truckster.
Well, yeah. I mean, he doesn't end up there.
Well, no.
But initially, while they were getting plastered drunk, she made him sleep far on the other side.
Right.
But of course, it's Matt Helm, and he's going to conquer in James Bond style. So if she's drunk enough, she'll sleep with him.
Well, at least there wasn't a struggle.
No.
A physical struggle.
We're not talking a Goldfinger level.
Yeah, this isn't the Goldfinger.
She absolutely won't shit.
Yeah,
you can tell because I threw her into the hay 7 times. Yeah, we got none of that going on here.
We didn't get the barn scene.
No. I'm still having PTSD over watching that and then talking about it here. So they end up going into town where we find Wigwam.
That's right. So
the middle of some old ass town somewhere.
Right. It cuts to day. Apparently they had stayed the night in a hotel, and suddenly they
costume change.
She's got a new top and
fresh
blouse
yellow.
on. Matt still got his leather suede grenade jacket going on.
Oh, that's right.
Canary
we totally
yellow.
didn't even get to talk about that yet.
We actually didn't talk about because before they go on their secret mission, he gets his swag package from MQ. We got to call him both because he does both jobs in this movie.
Right.
And we get introduced to the reverse shooting gun.
Yes.
which is very pretty. It's a pretty gun.
Very ornate.
The etching and the inlays.
Sparkly.
Really,
but
really
it shoots backwards in no apparent way that you can discern that it does it.
Right.
But it does.
Except for once.
Well, don't ruin the surprise.
Spoiler.
And then we get they go into Matt's house, take his favorite suede coat,
right,
and then fill it with a bunch of explosive buttons. And he seems generally prepared. You went into my house.
The size of silver dollars,
yeah,
by the way.
absolutely. Right. Like a big Oreo cookie button on his thing.
No one will ever notice.
And then
I just love that he's wearing that as, like, during action moments where if he's bumped up against the side of the car, they're all dead.
So McDonald clearly says you have to pull it off to activate it.
Right.
Let me show you with this demo strip of fabric with buttons that I have here.
That I just happen to have.
And he pulls it out and count to 3. 1, 2, 3, then throw. And for no apparent reason, as soon as you do it, it Willie Pete's on you. It was made by Acme, clearly.
Right.
Throws it at a tree. Tree goes boom.
Right.
And the Matt's like, oh, let me tell you about one of those things.
It is the biggest grenade ever.
And the longest, not specifically timed grenade ever.
Each one has a different time.
It is narrative.
It's never consistent.
No,
never consistent.
It's exactly as long as it needs to be.
2 Mississippi.
3 Mississippi. Go.
5.
Not the holy hand grenade of Antioch, to be sure.
No. So yeah, they're in this little town, and I found it very interesting too that Matt's turtleneck is exactly the same color as her dress.
Oh, absolutely.
Right?
And his pants are clean as a whistle.
She was came in all muddy and nasty.
Shit. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
So they have yet another argument, some sort of argument about whether or not, because he still doesn't believe.
Maybe we should look for a wigwam.
Yeah.
Well, how the hell are we going to do that?
Because their lead doesn't pan out.
That's right.
Because they can't find a wigwam in Alamogordo or wherever they are.
Yeah, where the hell they are.
Booger, New Mexico. It's like, what the hell?
So then she storms off and he goes to make a phone call to McDonald. It's really just for the sole purpose of introducing
Wiggum.
Radio blanket.
Yeah, or Wigman.
Wigman.
We can't even get it right.
It's not Wiggum. Wigum's a completely different guy. Sorry. Moving on. He might have been one of the police officers that was going through over with the army guys, but that's not it.
Just call me Joe.
Just call me Joe.
I'm just going to call him Linus because he's the one with the blanket.
Yeah.
So that's all I care about. Because he's out there and it looks relatively warm out and he's got his, he goes to plug in.
It's New Mexico, by the way.
Yeah. Do you really need an electric blanket in New Mexico in the summer?
And a fedora?
Yeah. So he's listening in on the phone call. Or is he? I don't even know. It doesn't matter. It really doesn't matter. And then
I think he's just there to keep tabs on Matt. So.
Right. So he plugs in his, quote, electric blanket, which then the controls for the electric blanket, then out comes a little phone
microphone dealie
apparatus, and then he calls the Big O to let him know that Matt's there or whatever. And
Matt's here. Get the radios ready.
Right. And then is that when we get that weird scene where she thinks they're shooting at her and she's by the lake?
Yeah, and you got like hunters like out in the open, like on a golf course. Shotguns shooting at trees.
We haven't talked about the random military string of cards that comes over.
Yeah. And she runs right into traffic.
Well, it almost gets hit by a Jeep, but then there's this random thing where an army guy comes over.
Well, the guy's from the Lincoln. One of the guys gets out of the Lincoln.
Who's a bad guy because he's driving a Lincoln.
That's right. You get the weird car switch thing.
Military vehicles.
Right. And then the guy gets out of the military vehicle and goes over to the car. Like, what? There's no payoff for that.
What happened there?
Why was the bad guy in the car? Why did he switch cars? Why did Matt Helm not notice that the guy that was in the army car, could he not have resolved this whole thing right then and there?
No.
I mean,
no, because he's more interested in Gail running away in her little yellow top with her big red suitcase. I gotta go get her. She could ruin the whole thing, even though there's bad guys right there.
I don't even know what prompted Gail to suddenly take cover. Like, was it just because they started shooting?
Yeah, the shooting. Right, but it wasn't even any of those people. It was just three
duck hunters shooting at ducks.
So she hides behind the rocks, and they're not even shooting at her. And then Matt takes this as the opportunity to try and make it sound as if,
well, we're gonna die.
We're all gonna die.
You sure there's nothing you want to tell me?
Yeah, this is the end. So if you have something to tell me, I'm just saying, it's not gonna matter. So dumb.
Well, and it all ends with, I swear to God, it was the same 38 with a silencer that everybody used in the gun. They just passed it around in the movie.
Yeah.
You know, same sub-nose 38, silencer on it. Probably not even a real gun.
Probably not.
But that was the only one the prop master could come up with.
I think it was a flare gun. They blew their budget on the grenade buttons.
I gotta say, those trees came apart impressively well, though. That was the whole pyro budget right there.
Yeah.
Right.
Because that last explosion was kind of subpar. You know, they blew up a couple rocks, and then the one that goes into the building just turns into like fire that somehow makes everything fall down. I don't know.
Pyrotechnics.
It was the pyro guy's last day on the job. He quit right after that. Too many people drinking here and no one sharing with me. I'll show you.
So then Gunther's there, and he's got the gun to his head, so they all get up.
Who they didn't notice. Gunther's just like on them with the gun. He's like putting it on his head. Well, like they're miles. You know, they can see for miles, and there's no one around.
Well, bear in mind, he's trying to get caught. That was the whole point of this little escapade.
That's right. That's
was
right.
Either she would lead him to who this wigwam person was, or whatever it was, and solve the problem, or be bait to come get the big O guys to come get him. That was the whole thing, was to get him in to find out who the big cheese was.
But, you know, truth be told, even if that wasn't the plan, he was so preoccupied with trying to get his hands on her.
Oh, yeah.
So anyway, so they all get up, and then there's just a lot of talking here that doesn't make a whole lot of sense to me. And you keep thinking, though, it's funny, I did like how they kind of tease the reverse gun.
Well, then that was the whole point, was to get that gun into Gunther's hands.
Right.
Right, for shit later.
Right, that was probably the entire purpose of the whole scene.
Well, we did forget the fact that the whole reason we have the whistling bomb sound.
Oh, that's right. The payoff for the
right
for the whistling
while
bombs.
they're in town before all this stuff goes down. Helm's sitting in his car, and as he gets out, he hears the whistling sound, and he's like, "Oh shit! Is there a grenade?" And then comes a little kid on a tricycle, no less, with a slide whistle. That was the whole reason they made that noise.
That's a long way to go for that joke, man.
Sure is.
Can you imagine the writer's room where there's just one guy that didn't get anything else in the movie? He's like, okay, let's follow me, okay? So I got a slide whistle, okay? And here's what we do.
You know what we need to do is we need to see if one of the writers on this movie was on The Man with the Golden Gun.
Right.
So we'll know what his contribution was to the script as well.
Oh, God, that's the worst part of that movie.
Actually, we should check and see who the Foley artists were for both of these movies.
Right.
And see if it's the same guy. He's just got this whole infatuation with slide whistles.
I don't know what's going on.
I think it's what ruined him in the business.
He never worked again after Man with the Golden Gun.
I mean, he did a few Warner Brothers cartoons, but that was it.
We do get a Warner Brothers cartoon in this movie.
Albeit briefly, but yes.
But we'll get there.
Seems like all the explosives in this movie were made by Acme.
Yeah, indeed. So at this point, they get taken to the secret lair of the Big O.
With the fakest fake rocks you've ever seen.
Oh, my God. I don't even know what those things were made of, because they didn't even look like paper mache, which is what I usually assume they're made of.
I think it was asbestos myself.
It could be.
60s.
Could be.
And then they get dragged into the, what would you call that? Like the observer room where you can watch the meeting taking place.
Right.
But there's a glass panel behind.
Well, it's like, and all corridors point to that, because they literally come in this big LAX style terminal hall. They just go, and they're walking, clack, 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 clack.
Right.
And then Wigman gets up and he's like, "Mr. Wigman, please report to the missile room." And then he gets in a cart. I'm like, all the carts were here. That means that whoever did drove them over and left no carts at the entrance, right? It's like walking into a Walmart or a Target, right? You come in and you got crutches and there's no cart because there's like 4 groups of teenagers peeling around the Walmart and things. So they're all just like, "Hey, did you hear Bill broke his leg? We should just leave all the carts up here and make him walk up the main hall." Yeah, that's awesome. But it's just a weird observatory. There's a big glass thing, and then hallways all come into this.
Right.
Yeah, but hallways that seem to go like to infinity.
Right. Forever.
And they're making them walk this way. It's like, God damn. It's going to be hours
I'm not
before
going
they
to
get
make it here in time.
This is time sensitive shit.
That's right.
You guys pick up the pace, run a little, maybe a jog.
And to bring up the PA system This is no ordinary PA system. This is an exposition PA because it's constantly telling you everything that's about to happen or should happen or whether something's fine or not, which is what they seem to focus on the most.
Yeah, absolutely. They're just letting you know that the whole evil plot's going to happen in 12 minutes and everything is A-okay.
But it's always something stupid like 40 and a half minutes.
Yeah, is that like a solid number?
Minutes.
13.2
and then
minutes.
like a scene later, like 3 seconds later, 13 and a half minutes. Well, what the hell happened? Like 30
that was
minutes.
the other thing. The sense of time in this movie is like, what?
That flew by.
Oh, so I got to bring this up. I think this is way out of order because we meet Tungzi much earlier in this movie, but he's eating a can of no-cal egg foo young.
Liquid, apparently.
Liquid. He drinks it like a drink.
But like out of a saucer of some sort.
It's like, what are you, a cat? Like it's so...
Well, and it's like, remember how when we said we were going to get just a big old white dude and make him look like we're purposely making him look like he's Asian?
How do we double down on the racism? We're going to double down on this, on the racism. Give him a yellow can of liquefied egg foo young to drink like a Siamese cat? I don't even understand the no-calorie thing. Are they fat-shaming him?
They totally were. They totally were. So he is easily the most offensive villain I think I've ever seen in any movie anywhere, including Charlie Chan. At least they were trying to be sort of culturally sensitive there.
Sort of,
relatively speaking.
Right.
At that time, it's like they were just blatantly ignorant, right? This, they know that they're doing that.
I mean, it's 66.
On purpose.
We're all still getting up to the socially conscious thing that we're still working on here in the 21st century. But even they knew most people weren't running around playing Asian people that weren't Asian at this point.
Yeah.
So questionable all across the board.
Yeah, problematic.
But still not the worst part of the movie.
Oh, God, no. It's offensive, but it's not bad in the sense that you had to watch it.
Right.
So basically, it's my evil plan.
Yes, doesn't Tungzi...
He monologues.
He's
giving you the whole skinny and how the raspberry jelly is going to spread over the central United States and radioactively destroy everybody, which will then be blamed on the Russians, of course. And, of course.
Yes. And then the two global powers will retaliate, and then Big O will thrive, and ha ha ha.
Yeah, they never really explained what the payoff is for getting them to butt heads with each other.
Yeah.
I mean, Christopher Walken wanted more silicon chips, but it seems like there's no motivation for Big O, I guess, except to sell more tires.
I don't get it.
I don't get it either.
We can put you back in your unsecured location.
Jason has that ability. Actually, I don't even have that ability. Only Jason can do that.
That's right. Oleg is right over there. He's just waiting for the word.
That's right. So yeah, we hear the evil plan. We see the
raspberry jelly.
The raspberry jelly that spreads across the Four Corners area of the United States.
That's a gag you can only do once, man.
Sort of appears we've been
one take.
Yeah, sort of appears we've been jammed.
Oh my God. Yikes!
Oh, airplane callback.
Yikes!
We've hit everything now.
You're welcome. Then Tina just shows up.
Tina shows up as the bad guy.
As you can tell, because she's got a brand new wig on that's got a gray streak in it. Evil gray streak in it.
That's right.
Mm-hmm. That's how you know she's a double agent.
But because in the 60s, once a woman's hair turns gray, she's evil.
Absolutely. But she looked stunning in that black pantsuit she had on. Because that dress they had her in for the first half of the movie, what was that nonsense?
Yeah, not helpful.
I mean, when you have an actress who's she had to be probably 5'8", 5'9".
Right.
She's the same height as Dean Martin.
Yeah.
Who we know is at least taller than Tom Cruise. So I guess the point was blue dress, good girl, black pantsuit, bad girl.
Yeah.
But I'm like, I would have actually preferred her to be like this and me figure out she's the bad guy.
Yeah.
I'm just saying. She's the cowboy,
So you're expecting that out of this movie?
Yes. I could be the cowboy and I'd still have to bum rides off of people.
So she comes in, she's the bad guy. Yeah, we all know that she's now a double agent. And then
Although Gunther didn't know.
Gunther didn't know. Oh, that's when we get the whole apology awkward situation where they just sort of explain that away.
Yes, exactly.
And then Dino gets hauled off to the Dungeon of Love with Tina. And then she tries to persuade him, so to speak.
To switch sides.
Yeah, to switch sides, which, why? Have you seen your organization?
You got a fat guy drinking liquid egg foo young over here. I ain't working for that.
Right.
Meanwhile, you've got in 2 3/4 minutes, everything is A-OK.
Right.
I mean, basically, it all kind of cascades into Matt, the set action piece. If Matt gets in there, he's got a machine gun, he's wasting people.
He's in LAX.
He's underneath the LAX restaurant at the airport, a miniature version that Z is like, I'll try machine guns. Nope, I'll try lasers. And the weirdest fucking lasers ever shown in a movie. Just these red rods. And I'm like, are those lasers moving so slow that you can dodge them? Because they were red glowing tubes. And then no, they were shooting sparks. I'm like, so it's actually like a real laser where there's no beam. Should I admire the set decorator in this case?
I don't know.
But why did they need to be 17 feet long?
And glowing
These
red.
giant 17 feet long phalluses.
Only to shoot
sort of
like 5 more inches or so.
Exactly. They're like literally right next to the rock that they're burning and melting.
Right. Which apparently also you can deflect with a piece of sheet metal.
Oh, totally. Bullets and laser beams.
Yes.
And the rocks were made of the same jelly that was on the map.
That's exactly it. That was demonstrating what was going to happen when the radiation came out.
Right.
But meanwhile, Matt gets to hurl like the last 95 buttons that he has. So I'm like, I remember 3, and yet I think he individually blew up 18 things.
Each one never had the same timing.
No. It was never 3.
No. Well, so they get through that whole thing, and they're like, we got to get to missile control. So they go running over to the elevator that says to missile control.
Right. Big sign. Glowing.
Right. And he pushes the button on it, and she gets in. He's like, no, hold on a second. He's going to use the elevator to find out how much time it takes to get to the top of the elevator so that he can time his last grenade to the proper 3 seconds.
It's just...
Which
he then mistimed?
He did. He counts to 12. He figures what did he say? It was 13 seconds to get to the top? 12?
I thought it was 12, but anyway.
12 seconds to the top. And he's timing, and he's like, and 12. Boop. And he's just...
It's
1,000.
He's just holding it like this, like he's offering somebody a cookie or
It's like at that point, it's like 17 seconds have gone by.
Right. Oh, and of course, during the fight, we also forgot that Gail gets out of her thing.
Yes.
With the reverse gun, which is killing everybody.
For everybody.
Right. First of all, Gunther gets it twice because Gunther's an idiot. He shoots the gun and he shoots himself, and he's like, well, that didn't work out right. And then tries to shoot her again and shoots himself again. And she's like, picks up the gun and goes running off. I'm like, he had a machine gun.
The whole fool me once, shame on you type thing does not apply to a gun that shoots in reverse.
No. You really should have going to do it again.
Yeah.
I mean, that's basic henchman 101, really, when you think about
when
it.
He shoots him, he's like, well, that can't be right.
Yeah. He's actually like,
Let me try that again. Let's see if it does the same thing.
There's no way it would do it again.
That's so weird.
Wow. I'm dead.
Anyway.
And then she goes running out with a backwards gun.
Which gives her an idea, to go running out. And let's use that on every single henchman from here to the LAX.
Right? Can I just say, too, that Gail has no problem killing people.
At all.
At all. She has no second thoughts about it whatsoever.
No, in fact, she like the first one, she's kind of like, she gets to the first security guard, hands him the gun. He's like, smugly tries to shoot her, kills himself, get actual blood.
Right,
Which surprised the hell out of me. But then the second one, she's all like, oh, I get how this works now. And then takes the gun and points it at her own chest and looks up at this guy like, I'm going to die. And they're like, don't kill yourself. Pow! Shoots the other security guard. She's like, take that motherfucker out. As she blows the butt of the gun.
Can I just rewind real quick? The one thing I thought was hilarious, too, in the scuffle in Tina's room of seduction or whatever, is in that room, Helm throws one of his grenades. And they're only like 5 feet apart from each other, but she gets knocked out, and he's perfectly fine.
And do we ever get any closure with Tina's character, or does she just...
No, she pressed that button, and then that was the end of her character.
Yeah.
That was it. Yeah. You never saw her again.
Weird.
So weird.
What if she shows up in one of the next ones?
Maybe that's what it is.
And she's got like a scar around her eye.
A little Harry Potter thing on her forehead.
Really think they put that much thought into it?
You
really
cat.
Probably not.
I'm here to take you now, Mr. Helm. What do you think of my kitty? It's
or they
eating
just
liquid egg foo young.
No calories.
No calories.
Mr. Wiggles is on diet.
Yes, exactly. Mr. Wiggums. Mr. Wigwam. So basically, they get into the missile control room.
That's right.
Z shows up. A helicopter pilot shows up.
Not before Gale nearly kills them both with the machine gun.
Oh, yeah.
Because she apparently can't control herself. Like,
she can only shoot backwards guns, apparently.
Exactly, with deadly accuracy.
Right. She goes full True Lies.
Full Jamie Lee Curtis.
Jamie Lee Curtis and True Lies. Just shooting everywhere. I can't get... Oh, my God.
Well, and then as she's finally coming out there, Z shows over with his own gun and just casually moves her machine gun out of the way. I believe she's out of bullets now.
And she thanks him.
Yes. It's like, I don't think I could have done that anymore. But the random helicopter pilot.
Of which it appears out of Allied Trucking.
If you need it moved for evil business, Allied Trucking. We'll get you there.
So blatant. That had to have been product placement.
Well, it absolutely was, because it's a legit moving company.
Yeah.
But what was the helicopter's purpose? Did I miss that?
That was his getaway.
Did they show them getting away in the helicopter?
No, because Matt kills him.
Kills who?
Tung Z.
Oh, so it was
Tung Z's getaway.
Tung Z's getaway. Okay. I did not get that at all.
Yeah.
I was too busy
Just
throwing
a
out
helicopter.
little Nelly jokes. So I... Tell Q to shed little Nelly. Ah, ha, ha, ha. It's just fucking movie over again. Jesus.
So yeah, we get that little fight between Tung Z and Matt does the reverse, and then he breaks the rule of the gun.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yep.
Which is never explained blatantly.
Not at all.
Never explained. Never does McDonald ever say, now there's a setting.
Or
that
the last shot will shoot forward.
Right. There's none of that. So it's just like conveniently shoots forward that time and kills the final guard or whatever.
The helicopter pilot.
Yeah.
Yeah, the helicopter pilot.
Who, for some reason,
never takes off his helmet.
And has the shield down the whole time. Like,
how can you see?
How can he see? How am I supposed to fight? It's like he's a Jedi or something.
Well, it's funny, too, because I think me and you, Andrew, I think when we were watching, too, we were like, well, who's behind that? Like,
I thought there was a reveal.
Yeah,
maybe that was
I thought there was
yeah.
going to be somebody funny.
Yeah, it's like, is somebody on the ice side, which we had...
I almost
like it was going to be McDonald's or something.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. Which PS, and by the way, ICE stands for, because we haven't said this yet, Intelligence Counter Espionage. So...
Really, they're not deporting anybody.
It's definitely
Not
better
that
than the
ICE.
Strategic Homeland Intervention Espionage Logistics Division.
Right.
Or what was the one from Flint? Started with a Z?
Zowie.
Zowie, yes.
Yeah, at least it wasn't Zowie. Although, honestly, I kind of like Zowie better.
It's Zowie Chaos. I mean, it's a problem. It should have been B.I.G. Oh, all bad guys are acronyms, right?
Right.
You know, so Brotherhood of International Nefarious something, I don't know.
Who knows?
But Big O.
Big
Get your tires. Buy 3, get 1 free.
Are we back at his Love Shack?
I think we're back at the Love Shack at that. So I don't feel like there was a debrief with McDonald or anything.
That's when we get our Looney Tunes moment, though. Our cartoon
that's
moment.
right. The missile launches.
Yeah, because the missile has already been launched, but then
because everything was A-OK.
That's right. A-OK.
A-OK.
It happened.
That's right. So then he recalculating and sends the missile turning back around, but it's like Such a cartoon.
Yeah, it's fully animated.
Yeah, like the missile literally bends as it's turning around and heading back towards the secret lair of Big O.
Which weren't they in that lair? I mean,
or did they take off in the helicopter?
You know what I'm saying? It's like, I always wondered, did he just direct that missile towards
himself?
Them?
he did.
But how does he get away from that missile?
Because they drove to the missile complex. So they pointed it towards that Adobe-looking building that was the main building. That's what they blew up. They were at the missile complex that they had to drive to in one of the red aluminum bulletproof vest carts.
So after that, then they wind up back at the Love Shack, and she's back in a tux.
The phone rings. And he's like, no, I'll get that. She keeps trying to get the phone and accidentally presses the button takes them back in.
Gail's with him.
Yeah, Gail's with him. Pretty blue dress. They go, and then she hits the button that advances the mobile bed of love into the gigantic swimming pool of bubbles.
Right.
And they go into there. Sadly, Lovey is nowhere to be seen.
Because
I'm thinking, if they go there with this, how progressive for 66? Nope.
Nope.
Maybe if it had been 1969.
I see what you did there.
Thank you.
Thank you very much.
I will be playing at this Phoenix nightclub all week. Try the veal.
And try not to get shot.
And that is pretty much the movie.
Thank heavens.
Because that was...
You know what the beauty about this thing is I'm forgetting it as we already talked about it. So there will not be any post-traumatic stress disorder for this film. I'd be like, have I ever seen this before?
Yeah. Any final thoughts? Have we missed anything?
No, I think we pretty much covered everything that we could do. I mean, in the past when we've done the brush passes, we'll kind of pull out some things like that. And I mean, best set piece, there isn't one. Best stunt, there isn't one.
We've definitely gone over gadgets and tech.
Absolutely.
I think they were heavy on it.
They were
so heavy on that.
I think the tech hits the weirdest moment head scratcher, as in, how does a reverse gun suddenly fire forward? That's definitely a head scratcher.
Can I also mention, too, the one thing we haven't mentioned yet is the fact that Tungzi not only handles his meetings in a glass-encased meeting room, but then he has a glass case around the chair that he literally sits in inside the glass case meeting room.
I think that was supposed to be bulletproof.
Right, yeah, of course, but
he's in it way too long, if you ask me.
Well,
and what about the reclining guys?
Oh my God, I forgot about that. Yeah.
So there's a moment where Tungzi is explaining his evil plan to all his minions, and he's like, recliners, or whatever he says, and they all recline to look at a TV that they could have just turned their head at.
Yeah, and I mean, it's like the Passover of evil, right? On this day, we do evil reclining.
But I mean, they're not looking at something on the ceiling.
No,
it's like the televisions are around them.
Right.
All you had to do is turn your chair. You didn't have to actually put your feet up. Can I get a cocktail in here?
And then it's like they're all probably getting ready to doze off. It's like, no, seats back up where they belong. Okay.
No, it's like 30 seconds.
Okay. And I mean, best, worst performances?
I don't know, man.
Yes.
Name it. Just any.
They were the best, worst performances I've seen in a while.
Again, I thought Tina did the best job.
My biggest head scratcher was why full songs. Full songs.
Yeah. It was all about the soundtrack. I'm telling you.
Must have been.
Yeah. It was Dean Martin. I bet you it was a guaranteed soundtrack sales, just having him on it.
You know that thing probably just platinum
absolutely.
in a week.
Dean Martin sings Matt Helm. Here's the thoughts in my head. That jelly is red.
Singing about Miss Craves It.
Right?
What?
With additional songs by Vicky Carr. That could have easily been sang by
Centuries.
So,
which does make you wonder, did Sinatra's song end up on that soundtrack?
Be interesting to know. Or did they only get the rights for that little tiny clip that they played?
Well, but he was with Columbia, and this was Columbia owned, I believe, that label. Yeah. I don't think there were two different labels. So they probably could have thrown that on there if they wanted it, because they probably had all the masters for it. I don't know. I know nothing about the music industry. I only pretend that I do. So, yeah. I don't think there's really much else that we can beat this over with.
Yeah, I mean, strangely enough, despite how ridiculous and kind of poor this movie is, I still kind of had a fun time watching it.
Yeah.
And I kind of feel obligated to watch the other three now.
Well, we sort of have to now.
I think Dean Martin is just charming enough that I can kind of manage to sit through it, even though occasionally I'm just like, when is the song going to be over?
It's funny that you only got 2 Flints, but 4 of these.
Yeah.
You know, it wasn't terrible.
No.
We've watched worse movies for this.
Oh, for sure.
Some that Elmer Bernstein is actually did the music score for.
Yes.
So it could have been worse. Could have been longer. Thank God it wasn't. Could have been a lot shorter. And actually could have been a lot shorter.
Right.
But I mean, you know, if you're looking for something ridiculously hokey to drink beer and hang out with some of your friends with, it's probably okay to watch. Right?
Yeah, exactly. It's a perfect party background movie.
Yeah, exactly.
Please don't fly me in for the others.
No. Well, we certainly enjoyed that you were here.
And I enjoyed being here.
But we thank you for coming down to the undisclosed location. Granted, you know, as we do, we chopper people in with a hood on and sometimes tranquilize them. But you were a trooper. You made it through all the hoops, everything else.
I personally think you kind of enjoyed the tranquilization part a little too much, but you know that's your thing. You do you.
Well, you know, it's surprising what I'll do for $50.
Exactly. But hey. Tens of listeners, why not tell us what you thought of the movie? We would love to hear from you, and if there's one thing we are constantly beating you over the head with, it's that we enjoy listener interaction. So please get in touch on email at cicdeaddrop@gmail.com, on Instagram at Central Intelligence Cinema separated by underscores, or on Twitter at CIC SpyPod. There's a whole nother gang of social medias that we're also on, and they will all be found at the bottom of the show description of this very episode that this episode is.
That's
I lost my train of thought right there.
That's all right. It happens.
It's this kind of
this movie just sort of
it's this
saps
kind
it
of
out of
movie.
you. Well, you know, speaking of all of these underscores and at symbols and everything, Andrew, is there anything you like to pitch while you've got the microphone on?
Yes, you can find my information on andrewgroth.com, which is the website, the official website for Druco, which is the name that I do my art under. And I will be showing my work in Boise, Idaho on October 14th.
That's right.
So if you're in the Boise area,
that's right.
It's not an undisclosed location.
It is a very
It's a state.
It's a very disclosed.
In the United States of America.
Indeed, it's a very
located next to Montana and Washington, and slightly above Nevada.
And slightly below Canada.
Slightly below Canada, and I guarantee 100% no radioactive jam.
Nope.
Yeah, I can't guarantee that. I can't guarantee that at all.
I personally guarantee that. But check out Drew's site. Fantastic stuff.
Yes.
And
the link for that site will also be at the bottom of the show description.
So there.
So you
have no excuse, tens of listeners. Do as we say, not as we do.
Indeed. And with that, I'm Ben.
And I'm Jason.
And the CIC will return with more missions, more martinis,
and more mayhem.